All right, today I'm just going to go through the trades that I've taken. So this was trade number 1 from this morning. This was a long position, a buy. I took 5 positions, got about 10 pips each, didn't have any drawdown, 5% gain. Tuesday New York session, about entry was 9 a.m. I normally wait until 9:15, but based off the candle, that's why I took the entry. So exit was around 9:15, a pretty quick trade. Push was 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. Keys here was wick to fill, as you can see from this long wick here. The rejecting lower wicks right there. And the EMA cross, which I can show you right here. So the EMA crosses was the 14 and the 200. And on the hourly time frame, so this was a 15-minute time frame, the hourly time frame, you have the 14 and 50 press. Why did it do this? Sorry, this stopped the sharing of the screen. This needs to move somewhere else. Okay. Back to this. So I thought that we would fill the wick and maybe come down and have a retest, but because of those wicks that I was showing you earlier, I didn't think that. I thought there was a possibility of not happening, and that's basically exactly what we did. We filled that wick and continued up. Normally wait until 9:15, but yeah, I just explained that. So it's kind of what the rest of it looked like. Filling that wick there. And then we filled that wick, and then the reason why I went ahead and exited a little early is because of this resistance that was right there. So you can see that explanation. And the other trade that I took, so that was trade number 1 this morning, and then here was my Asian session trade. So Asian session, one of the things I saw, if you go to the daily, was this bullish candle here. Sorry, this is really ugly, this chart. And that upper wick to fill. And when we had opened and started, we were already kind of breaking this resistance area that was here. And on the 4-hour, you could see we had that wick up there, this wick up here to fill, and it looked like we had this support down here. Moving to the hour, so we came down and retested, and then when I looked at it for Asian session, we were about right here, so it looked like we had rejected support. Would come up and fill this wick range right here. Trader's domain always tends to freeze up at 7, and so I was going to put in a position right around here for that wick fill, which I would have gotten. Positions weren't available until after that, so after this rejection wick is when I got in, so I probably got in a little bit lower than that. We rejected off that and then fell and broke really hard on MT5. It looked pretty good. You can see where my positions were. I was going based off of this upward momentum. I basically bought at resistance, which is really bad. That's what I saw after I had these support and resistance lines. And so the best thing for me to do after this loss, I was waiting for you can see the wins that I had for this morning, the loss that I took for Asian, would have been this break of support right here. We're in an uptrend, so you could definitely get the breakout. I'd be weary. I'd probably go to this next point, which I think if you got right at the breakout, which I probably wouldn't, you could at least get 12-ish pips for that. It's kind of a small range, but we did we did go down further. We went down more like 20 some pips, so that would have been a fine trade. So that was the loss that I took for UJ, and then for GJ, got a couple trades here. Trade number one was this one. I stopped myself out early because I was busy, and then when I looked over, it looked like we were at a support, rejecting the support. So with these wicks, when I looked left, you can probably see that it looks like a support that we were rejecting, and then we came back up, and so I exited my positions. The reason why I originally took this was because, as you can see here, we had resistance and we had all these rejection wicks. Respecting the 14 EMA, had these wicks to fill downwards. Those are daily wicks. Had this trend line here that was broken. This low was broken. Came back up to retest it and then rejected off of it. So if I would have held my position, I would have definitely been fine. And then the second position I have was around 9 p.m. So all these other positions were after 7 to 8. And then I took another position around 9 p.m. with my really risky account because I saw this FTR / support up here that we were coming back to revisit. So in that little area right there, I took a position for sells. So yeah, once that came back up here, retested, rejected. So that's that one. It's around 9, but if you wait for it to come down there, that was like a 19 pip range, so that was nice. So those were the trades for Tuesday, New York, and Asian session.